Hey, Raiders fans. Let's dive into what's been on everyone's minds recently. The state of the Raiders offense and the potential shakeups that could be coming to the coaching staff. The team has been struggling to find consistency on that side of the ball, and it's become impossible to ignore. From the red zone struggles to the inability to consistently move the football, it's clear that there are systemic issues that need to be addressed if the Raiders want to turn things around. When you look at the team's performance over the past season, you can see the gap between expectations and reality. And that gap has fueled all the chatter about potential changes at the top of the offensive hierarchy. The offense has simply not been producing the way it should. And in a league where every point counts, the Raiders cannot afford to fall behind game after game. Reports have surfaced suggesting that the organization has started exploring the possibility of moving on from Chip Kelly. His job is not immediately in jeopardy for this season, but there's a real possibility that he could be replaced during the next offseason. This is a conversation that fans and analysts alike have been having for some time, and it's not difficult to understand why. The offense has failed to meet expectations despite the talent on the roster. There are questions about play calling, execution, and overall strategy, and all of that inevitably points toward the coordinator. Of course, it's important to note that not every issue lies solely with Kelly. There are factors throughout the roster, from quarterback play to offensive line performance, that contribute to the struggles. Yet when a team continues to rank near the bottom in points per game, and when drives stall in critical situations, the finger inevitably points at the person calling the plays. If the Raiders do decide to make a change, the question then becomes who would step up to take the reins on an interim basis. This isn't a straightforward decision, and the team has several internal candidates who could theoretically fill the role. Each of these potential candidates brings different strengths and experiences to the table, and it's fascinating to think about how the offense might look under each of them. For instance, there's tight ends coach Luke Steckel, someone who has earned a strong reputation within the league for his work developing tight ends. He's a coach who has lasted through multiple head coaching changes with other teams, showing his ability to adapt and earn respect from his peers. While he doesn't have previous experience as an offensive coordinator, his knowledge of the game and his ability to develop talent make him an intriguing option to at least consider for an interim role. Another name that comes up is Nate Carroll, the assistant quarterbacks coach. He has NFL experience going back over a decade, but he has not held a coordinator position before. In some ways, a promotion for him would be a nod to his connections within the league, as well as his exposure to high-level coaching systems over the years. While he may not have a track record as an offensive coordinator, there's always the possibility that a team might give him an opportunity to prove himself in a temporary capacity. Then there's Brennan Carroll, who has experience both in the NFL and at the college level, previously serving as an offensive coordinator and offensive line coach at other programs. His blend of experience developing both line play and overall offensive schemes could make him a viable candidate, especially if the Raiders prioritize someone who has seen the game from multiple angles. Joe Philbin also enters the conversation. He brings years of experience and a history as an offensive coordinator for multiple NFL teams. His familiarity with professional systems and his ability to lead an offense at the highest level make him a realistic choice if the Raiders decide to make a bold move. The challenge, of course, is integrating him into a system that has struggled fundamentally and determining whether his approach could extract more production from a group that has underperformed across the board. Finally, there's Greg Olson, the team's current quarterbacks coach, who combines experience as a coordinator with recent familiarity with the Raiders' staff and systems. His past stints as an offensive coordinator across several franchises give him a level of credibility that others may lack, and his connection to the current roster might allow for a smoother transition if he were to step into the role. The offense under his guidance could take on a different identity, perhaps moving toward a more balanced attack that utilizes under-center formations more effectively, though questions remain about whether that would translate into immediate results given the current personnel. The discussion around who might replace Chip Kelly is complex because the Raiders face multiple challenges. They must balance the need for leadership and experience with the practical realities of internal promotions. There are considerations of chemistry, respect within the locker room, and understanding the personnel that have to factor into any decision. It's not simply a matter of finding the most experienced coach on paper. It's about finding someone who can guide the offense, adapt to the strengths and weaknesses of the current roster, and provide a vision that players can rally around. The Raiders' offensive struggles are deep enough that any change, even an interim one, would come with immense pressure to produce results quickly. Every drive would be scrutinized, every play questioned, and the new coordinator would need to prove that a change in leadership could make a tangible difference. This situation also highlights the broader challenges facing the team. The offense's inability to sustain drives and score efficiently has ramifications that ripple across the entire organization. It impacts how the defense is positioned, how the team approaches the draft, and even how fans perceive the future of the franchise. When a team consistently struggles in the red zone and ranks near the bottom in scoring, it forces management to think creatively about solutions, whether through personnel changes, coaching adjustments, or shifts in strategy. And while fans and commentators can speculate endlessly, the decision ultimately rests with the organization's leadership, who must weigh long-term vision against immediate needs. What makes this discussion so compelling is the blend of uncertainty and opportunity. A potential move away from Chip Kelly opens the door for innovation, for new ideas, and for different philosophies to take root in Las Vegas. Yet it also carries risks, because changing coordinators midstream or promoting someone internally doesn't automatically solve the fundamental issues. Every potential candidate brings strengths, but also limitations, and the outcome is far from guaranteed. What's clear is that the Raiders are at a crossroads offensively, and the decisions made in the coming months could have lasting implications for the trajectory of the team. Fans are watching closely, weighing options, and wondering which path will ultimately bring the most success. At the end of the day, the Raiders are evaluating options based not only on qualifications, but also on the specific needs of the team. The new offensive coordinator, whether interim or permanent, will be tasked with identifying inefficiencies, adjusting schemes to fit player strengths, and finding ways to convert drives into points more consistently. It's a tall order, given the struggles that have defined recent seasons, but it's also an opportunity for someone to leave a lasting mark on the franchise. This is the kind of high-stakes environment that defines the NFL, where coaching decisions can shape the direction of a team for years to come. The potential shakeup also invites conversation about long-term strategy. The Raiders must consider how any changes now could influence the offseason, the draft, and free agency. The approach taken with an interim coordinator could set the tone for the team's philosophy moving forward, impacting personnel decisions and future coaching hires. Each candidate represents a different philosophy and approach, and the organization must carefully weigh how each aligns with its vision for the team's offensive identity. With a passionate fan base watching closely, the stakes are high, and the scrutiny will be intense. Ultimately, the discussion about Chip Kelly's future is emblematic of the challenges facing the Raiders in creating a consistent and productive offense. It's a situation filled with uncertainty, potential, and the need for decisive action. Fans are rightfully invested in these conversations because the offense's success has a direct impact on the team's overall competitiveness and ability to win games. Every candidate brings a unique perspective, and the choices made will define how the Raiders approach the offensive side of the ball in the near term and potentially for years to come. It's a fascinating moment for the franchise, and one that requires careful consideration, strategic thinking, and a willingness to make bold moves in pursuit of improvement. As we look deeper into the potential ripple effects of a coaching change, it's impossible to ignore the impact this could have on the Raiders' offensive philosophy and player development. The offense has struggled to find rhythm, and a shift in leadership could bring a fresh perspective that redefines how the team approaches each game. Imagine an interim coordinator stepping in with new ideas, try to instill confidence in a group of players who have faced repeated setbacks. It's not just about play calling. It's about culture, accountability, and finding ways to maximize the talent already on the roster. Every quarterback, running back, and wide receiver would feel the change, and the pressure to adapt quickly would be immense. The quarterback room, in particular, is under a microscope. The play calling and scheme heavily influence how the quarterback performs, and any shift in coordination could directly impact decision-making, accuracy, and timing. Nate Carroll, for instance, if given the opportunity, would bring familiarity with quarterbacks from previous roles, potentially allowing him to communicate more effectively and tailor the system to their strengths. Meanwhile, someone like Greg Olson could provide a more structured approach, focusing on fundamentals and creating a balanced attack that utilizes both the passing and running game more efficiently. Each option presents different outcomes, and the Raiders' leadership would need to carefully consider which approach aligns with the team's long-term objectives while also providing a chance to improve immediately. Player buy-in would be critical in any of these scenarios. Even the most experienced coordinator can struggle if the roster doesn't fully embrace the system. For the Raiders, whose offense has been inconsistent, ensuring that the players are aligned with the new approach would be as important as the plays themselves. Leadership within a locker room would need to step up, veterans would need to guide younger players, and the coaching staff would need to maintain trust and clarity in their messaging. Any misalignment could exacerbate existing issues, making the transition more challenging and potentially prolonging offensive struggles rather than resolving them. The offensive line is another area where changes could have an immediate effect. Poor line play has been a significant factor in limiting the offense's effectiveness, and a new coordinator might approach blocking schemes differently or adjust protections to better suit the personnel. The relationship between the offensive line coach and the coordinator would become even more important, as seamless communication and strategic planning are essential for protecting the quarterback and opening running lanes. Someone like Brennan Carroll, with experience in offensive line coordination and running game planning, could be uniquely positioned to bridge that gap, helping the offense run more efficiently while fostering cohesion across the coaching staff. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill has exploded with whispers that TRISTAN Wirfs, one of the league's premier offensive tackles, has reportedly said yes to the Las Vegas Raiders. While no official statement has yet emerged from either side, multiple league insiders claim the deal is as good as done. The news, if confirmed, would send shockwaves through the league and potentially reshape the balance of power in the AFC West. Wirfs, known for his rare blend of athleticism, discipline, and sheer dominance in the trenches, has long been considered the cornerstone of the Buccaneers' offensive line. His move, or even a hint of one, has already sent fans into a frenzy. Social media lit up within minutes of the first leak, with Raiders Nation celebrating the possibility of finally securing a franchise-caliber protector for their quarterback. Sources close to the situation describe the Raiders' pursuit as aggressive and relentless, suggesting that this has been in the works quietly for weeks. The front office in Las Vegas has been under pressure to reinforce an offensive line that has struggled to provide consistency, and Wirfs could be the missing piece they've been hunting for. But what exactly made Wirfs say yes? Some insiders hint at a record-breaking contract that reflects both his talent and his value to any offense. Others believe the Raiders' long-term vision, and perhaps the allure of Las Vegas itself, played a key role. The franchise's new direction under its current leadership has reportedly impressed several high-profile players, and Wirfs could be the first major domino to fall in what might become a blockbuster offseason. Still, until the ink dries, nothing is certain. NFL circles have seen plenty of deals, all but done, unravel at the 11th hour. Yet the buzz feels different this time. From front office chatter to locker room whispers, all signs point toward the Raiders pulling off one of the biggest coups of the year. If this rumor proves true, it won't just be a signing, it'll be a statement. The Raiders, long desperate to return to the league's elite, might have just landed the anchor they've been dreaming of. And the rest of the NFL? They're watching closely. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.